Hey everybody, One of Wisdom here. It is now Tuesday, June 27th. It's a little bit after midnight. Just a little bit ago I shot this same video but for aesthetics. This video here is actually going to be how I rate the base 32 Skylanders by gameplay. So again, the previous one was Prism Break first and Cinder 32nd was aesthetics, and this one is going to be gameplay, basically meaning I'm rating them how I feel they perform in game. That said, I will complete this trilogy here. I guess the third installment will be just my personal favorites, with everything factored in, really. But again, this one is just performance in the game. So that said, my number one performer would be Terrafin. Reason for that, he's an absolute beast with his base attacks. When you upgrade him, if you go Sandhog, he becomes totally unique amongst these 32 Skylanders because he can burrow, and then he actually is able to collect items with his fin and do damage. Meaning you can basically, say your health is low, you can just burrow and you can actually cut through enemies, dealing damage, and then actually still pick up power-ups while safely burrowed. Factor that in with the fact that he moves really quick down the Sandhog path while burrowed, and just the fact that he's so good of a brawler, just even with his base upgrades if you do go down the Sandhog. Totally unique compared to anyone else, of these 31 counterparts here that he's looking at. And that to me is good enough to be the number one Skylander in terms of gameplay. Number two, not far behind, is Stealth Elf. Poop Blade Saint, when you go that route, she is an absolute beast. Literally just can decimate an entire screen with no effort. It's pretty hysterical, really. That's why I'm kind of looking forward to Giants. Maybe there'll be like more of a challenge enemy-wise or something. But if you've got a fully upgraded Stealth Elf, not even all the heroics, just the speed heroics done, and you went down Poop Blade Saint, it's pretty ridiculous. And then her soul gem, she's able to regain health. It's crazy. Slam Bam, I've got ranked number 3 in gameplay. A reason for that, again, he's kind of totally unique. Obviously he's kind of looks great too, but went down Blizzard Brawler with him. He gets armor. He's able to travel on water, of course. He inflicts so much damage, and then the fact that he's able to, sort of slide with a tertiary attack, sort of not a huge deal like a Stealth Elf jump speed type thing, but he does very, very well for himself. Fourth, I have Lightning Rod. He is an absolute beast as well. You can basically attack from a distance and just inflict tons of damage. Moves pretty well. Double Trouble is the same way. Just in terms of gameplay, I've taken a bone stock Double Trouble without a single upgrade, meaning just open him out of the package, throw him on the portal, and I can get through Quicksilver Vault, I can get through Dragon's Peak, and that's just unupgraded. When you upgrade him, he just gets that much better. Plus the fact that he can go over water as a magic element Skylander, just another nice little feature. Similar thing with number 6, Ignitor. For a long time I played him with 0 upgrades at all, and he performed incredibly well. It was the same type deal. I could go in Lair of Chaos, throw on box stock Ignitor with 2 attacks, and just decimate everything. That said, he quickly warmed up, and when you upgrade him, he just gets that much better. Both of his paths are excellent. I'm actually going to take his second. I've got an extra from the 3DS. I'll take it down the primary path, the Flame Sword. Flame Slinger comes in number 7. Reason for that, he's got a great projectile attack. He is insanely fast. Obviously, counterpart to Stealth Elf, you might expect that. What really sets him apart is the blaze dashes he's able to do, where he lights a screen on fire, and then if you run full circle, you can just incinerate your enemies. It's very, very nice combination. Kind of similar to him, actually, we've got Zap. Zap, I feel like, he's kind of you never really hear people talk about him, but he's got the very nice, primary attack. You can accent that with Tesla Dragon. And then just a sea slime, he's able to move so quick, and then he shoots the waves, which you can also ride on. That to me is good enough to make him unique enough to actually be our number 8. At number 9, I have Dino-Rang. Reason for that, he gets great armor. The boomerangs, the way you're able to control them and pick up power-ups. He's really, I've always wondered why people, don't seem to like Dino-Rang much, but I think he's a great Skylander and good enough in my gameplay video here to be number 9. Number 10 is Prism Break. Not the fastest character in the world, but his beam attacks are great, especially when you upgrade him. He gets the bonus armor. I mean, it's just a win-win situation. Number 11 is actually going to be another Earth Element Skylander, and we've already covered all 4 now with Bash. Bash, both upgrade paths are great. Granite Dragon is amazing in my opinion, and just the sheer amount of damage he is able to unleash with his tail is insane, and you have to respect that. Number 12 is Zouk. Some people may disagree with me here, but the fact remains, he's able to launch primary attacks with his rocket. They can do nice damage when upgraded, and then he's able to spring up a defensive strategy, and his actually works pretty well. Floral Defender, you pair those two with his already pretty good rocket attacks through the bazooka, and he's just a solid overall character. Number, is it 13? I believe, Sonic Boom. Most people seem to go down her secondary path. I did not. I liked her roar so well, wasn't really interested in the Griffin babies. Needless to say, the upgraded roar, it's one of those things you really don't need to upgrade it. A lot of times that's why I'll pick the secondary path. I went ahead and did, and it just makes it that much better. She's able to fly, kind of gets to the enemies, in hard to reach places. And the roar attack is, very, very effective for me. Boomer. Everyone's bewildered Boomer, usually the bottom dweller of any list ever made. When you upgrade him, he's actually pretty dadgum awesome. Down either path, again, Demolition Troll is just insane with all the dynamite, and then Clobber Troll. Really interested in that one. I'd like to explore it maybe some point down the road. But I felt like it was decent enough, and then the Demolition made him totally unique. Just overall a great character in terms of gameplay. That said, number 15 is another Tech Skylander, Drill Sergeant. This is largely based, for me personally, did a secondary upgrade path, and I think it's great. Combine that with his, base upgrades on the drill rocket, and then the fact that you've got a tertiary attack that actually involves another projectile. Plus, down the secondary path, the speed increases. That, for me, is good enough for 15th. 16th is a similar Skylander with another charge attack, Ghost Roaster. For me, it was a no-brainer. I did Skullmaster. The reason that he is ranked 16th right behind Drill Sergeant is just I don't feel like his primary attacks or tertiaries have the same, benefit that you get with Drill Sergeant. 17 is actually Spyro. I've seen both of his upgrade paths now. Nothing insanely awesome really, but very effective. The fact that he can fly, he's a very well-rounded character, and that's basically where you'd expect to see him, kind of mid-pack at 17. Sunburn's really kind of the same way. A lot of people probably have him higher, but just my play style, I feel like he fell in this spot very nicely. Flame Lord, and I think Blaze Dragon was the other upgrade path. I kind of did that one. I felt like it would spice him up, and again, his primary was already very good in my opinion. That said, he's 18th in my rankings. Nado, again, if you followed anything I do, you know how much I like Nado. That said, as of right now, I've just done the, I think, Eye of the Storm path, but he's a great character, just I feel like the ones ahead of him, all offer more in terms of the playstyle. you know. Then at 20, we have Trigger Happy. Trigger Happy, the only reason he's really this low in my book is just his health is so low. He's a very quick character. The machine gun's nice. It's kind of hard to use it. The Golden Yamato Blast, you know, you'll never get a chance really to set that up unless you just really want to. That said, both of his upgrade paths are excellent. Took Legendary Trigger Happy down Golden Moneybags. The coin is awesome. But for me, again, he's a gunslinger. I wanted the bouncing bullets, and that's really all I need out of there. Great Skylander. Again, only thing holding him back, you know, from being higher was his health. Number 21 is Camo. There's an issue on the Wii with Melon Master. Some people get it, some don't. Really wanted to go that path. I went with the, you know, Vine path, Vine Virtuoso, I think. I can't really remember now, but not a bad path. But the main thing with him, just unupgraded out of the box, sort of like a Double Trouble and Ignitor. I was able to use his primary attack, which you can't really upgrade, the Solar Charge, and he does incredibly well, so gotta respect that. Whirlwind. Reason I have her up a little higher, you know, she's kind of unique in the fact that when she's a projectile attack, it travels, you know, up. You know, which I know they all do, you know, travel over a radius of some sorts, but hers, very easy, for example, to hit the enemies on the platforms, where you have a nightmare of a time, or simply can't do it with characters, you know, like Spyro and, you know, Sunburn, etc. Plus, you know, her upgrades are pretty interesting. Really, 2 decent paths with her, and that is good enough, in my opinion, to put her at 22. 23 is Drobot. Really thought when I was making this list he'd be a lot higher. That said, the ones ahead of him I just feel like offer more. He's a great character. 2 upgrade paths, you know, really can't go wrong with either. To me, you know, the blaster attack makes more sense with him. That's what I did. And really nothing wrong with him. I just feel like those ahead of him perform a little better for my playstyle. Voodoo is sort of the same way. He's got 2 pretty decent upgrade paths. Just the ones ahead of him I feel like are better. So that's really the only issue there. Chop Chop. Took Legendary Chop Chop down Undead Defender. Pretty cool. Most people are going to go Vampiric Aura, which I think is the better path for him. That said, I feel like, you know, those ahead of him, again, perform better overall. Combinations of speed, damage, ability to get their attacks off, etc. Again, that's why later on I'll do my favorites video, and you probably will see him a bit higher. Coming back, we have, what is this, 26, I believe, for Wrecking Ball. Really like the character. You know, he's very likable and enjoyable as you progress and upgrade him, kind of Kirby-esque, if you will. The burp attack is amazing. The roll is good for most people. I went with Total Tongue just because, you know, the roll, kind of like with Blitz Spyro, it's a little hard to control. You can't really have the precision like you do a Sandhog on Terrapin. Hence, you know, why he is down at number 26. 27 is Cinder. She should be a little higher here, you know. I did Nether Wielder, or Shadow Dancer. I'd like to do Nether Wielder with my other Cinder that I got from a triple pack. That may bump her up a little bit, but she's really a pretty good performing character. But again, to me, I felt like those ahead of her just suited my playstyle better. And again, that's kind of why everybody's will be unique. Stomp Smash, love the look. He performs pretty well, but you can't make up for the fact that he's slow. And to me, that hurts a Skylander. Nutcrafter is great. His smash attacks are awesome. He does a ton of damage. His health is astronomical. But it's just one of those deals. I feel like the speed really, you know, kind of hinders him. Hex, I have this based on the Phantom Orbs. She's a character similar to Zouk with a good projectile and a unique defense. I just feel like the damage she inflicts kind of puts her lower on the list for me. Gill Grunt is ranked at 30, actually. Reason for that, again, he's kind of slow. I think Water Weaver would be a better path for him. I took him down the primary. The Soul Gem of his, it's one of those deals, it's kind of like Trigger Happy. It's just hard to get it off. I've had many times where I haven't had an enemy interfere and it'll just fail to launch the anchor cannon. If you recall, I actually bought it long before I think I even picked a path with him. I thought it was so cool, and it was just a bit of a disappointment. The projectile attacks don't have the range of some of the others, so that's why he's kind of low at number 30. Number 31 is Eruptor. Again, it's kind of a deal just with the Stomp Smash. He's a little bit slow. The projectile attacks, I feel like there's better options with everyone ahead of him. Have not personally experienced a secondary upgrade. People say it's great, but to me it's kind of like a Rain of Skulls deal with Hex. You're looking at time, and I prefer to have something instantaneous as opposed to having to set it up or wait. That makes it useful all of the time as opposed to select situations. And number 32 in my list of Skylanders ranked by gameplay is Wham-Shell. This will probably tick a lot of people off, but to me, he's at the back of the pack. The mace attacks are good. He's a little slow. The starfish bullets, I've never gotten into that. That's one of the few that maybe if he was like a, Zouk or a Hex, I might go along with a little more if he had like a unique defense type deal. The Poseidon Strike, I feel like, is his best attack, and that's his tertiary, of course. Again, just to me, he's 32nd, the bottom dweller. I feel like I could take any of the others and, basically accomplish what he could, just with less effort or with greater ease, what have you. And so that's it. That is my rankings of Skylanders by gameplay. Again, the first video was aesthetics. This one's gameplay. Number 1, Terrafin. Number 32, Wham-Shell, just for reference. Gonna have this up on the blog with the text list. That'll be a little easier for you. But again, I just did it, 6 rows of 5 and then the last 2 at the back. Questions, comments, feel free to ask here on YouTube. However, will again mention it's really hard for me to keep up with YouTube for a quick response, or if it's something important. The blog is your best bet. I'll have a link to this post at the top of the description. If you've got a generic question or something you really need answered, or which path type stuff, just go to the Ask One of Wisdom tab on the blog. That said, this is all subjective. Someone else might have the reverse order of what I've got. Some people may be similar with a few changes. I try to factor in both paths, and then mainly just my biggest deal is how they perform for me in gameplay. And I feel like if I had to pick this order, you give me 1 through 5, we're set. The back row, for example, it'd be a little harder to get through a level than with, prior row of 5 or something. But questions, comments, feel free to ask here on YouTube. The blog, again, is your best bet, oneofwisdom.blogspot.com. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. And main thing I want to see here, just like with my aesthetics list, go ahead, post up what you think. If you agree with me on Terrafin, or think Stealth Elf should be number 1, no questions. Or if you think Wham-Shell is number 1, go ahead, feel free to post up what you think. Should be, if the video gets a lot of views, you can kind of get some dialogue going with other people, kind of see where they rank them. And, if you're just getting into it, it might help you pick out, Skylanders based on what myself and other people commenting think. But, again, if you want to do that, best way for me to see it is the blog. I will try to keep up with the video. It's just a little harder than the blog for me. But, that's it. I've got the aesthetics done earlier. This one is gameplay. Again, I want to stress that. It's just how I feel the base 32 perform for myself in gameplay. Again, everybody's play styles will be a little different. Sometimes if you pick an upgrade path, you might hate a Skylander, whereas if you reset them, they might be one of your favorites down another path. So keep that in mind. I tried to be unbiased based on the paths I picked. Like with Gill Grunt, I feel like Water Weaver would be much better, but I felt like it wouldn't advance him too far. But anyway, I mean, you get the idea. Everyone's going to be different, have their own opinions and, own play styles, etc. Some people probably love the starfish bullets and hate Sandhog or something. But this is my 32 in order, in terms of gameplay only. Didn't take anything else into account. The last video that I do will be my personal favorites, and I'll have that one up later on. I'll probably give it some time, see how that tournament thing pans out for us. But like I said, feel free to post up what you think, either here on YouTube or the blog. Hopefully, we'll kind of get some dialogue going, see what people think. But as always, thanks for watching. If you're just seeing this for the first time, Skylanders is a great game. A lot of fun with it. And everybody's pretty much just looking forward to Giants at this point. So until then, thanks for watching, and we will catch you next time.